I already sent you mine, right? You got it?
Yeah, I have yours.
I just sent it. I just
Oh.
don't know.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to the meeting of the Healthy Minds for the month of February. This is actually the last one for the month of February. We are excited because we're learning amazing things during these meetings. Last one, we learned from a woman who lost over 100 pounds and how she was able to transform her life. And today we're going to learn and hear about real life experiences of other women who have participated in our challenge groups and who have seen amazing success and are willing to share it and put forth some confidence and share with the rest of us what it is that we do. So for those of you, because we're putting together all our teams, so we are coming together as one. And for those of you who may not know me, my name is Uniris Estevez, and I may or may not be your coach. I may be your coach's coach. I may be your grandmother, as we call them, because you may be one of my coach's coach, or some clients, okay? So yeah, I have a lot of little friends and family growing underneath, right? And that's the beauty about this. I didn't start off this way. I started off as an overweight 50-pound teacher who was overwhelmed and overworked at her job. And I was stuck. I had tried many diets, from Nutrisystem to Weight Watchers to those diet pills, and even the things that numb your ears and you're supposed to take the sensitivity away. I did it all and nothing really worked. So I felt stuck at one point in my life and I needed change, yet I was not willing to waste a single cent more. So I recruited to a doctor. I was ready to do the sleeve surgery. And he advised me. He came from the Dominican Republic and he hosted like a meeting in an apartment. And in that apartment, he met with about 8 women. I was one of them. And when he met with me separately, I was 35 years old. And he said to me, "You're so young. Have you considered just, taming down your nutrition and doing some physical activity and see if that works? And if that doesn't work, then, consider this option. But you're really putting your life at risk." And when he said that to me, that was like a big light bulb moment. Like, Uniris, listen, do something first before you go into this drastic decision. And that's when I was referred to someone who was a virtual coach like I am. And this person gave me the full solution. She gave me support. She lived in Florida. I lived in Connecticut at the time. She provided support through a virtual group where I was able to connect with other people who, like me, were going through the same battles. They were having the same ideas, the same cravings, the same, I don't want to work out today. But they would show up in the group and that would motivate me to show up myself. She provided me with the Shakeology that I drank. And to be quite honest with you, the first day I had it with whole milk. I had it with a full banana. And then I made an egg, ham, and cheese sandwich on the side. Because I said, Dios mío, pero si esto es así que yo voy a rebajar, if this is the way I'm going to lose weight, this is amazing. I had just come off of Nutrisystem where you eat astronaut food. So to me, this was like, wow. So when I called my coach and I explained to her what I had done, she says, no, that's not how you're going to lose weight. You need to do it this and that and this way. So I followed directions and I lost 50 pounds. In a total of 6 months, I lost the 50 pounds. And then it's been 4 years that I have been able to keep it off. I have turned fitness not only into a lifestyle, but I have turned it into an income producing business. So the same thing that I did to basically change my life, my mindset, my fitness, my health, my nutrition, I do the same by helping other women do. And I do that by simply sharing my story as I am with you right now. So I say all of this because today you're looking at it like, will I ever be able to lose 5 pounds? Will I ever be able to lose 10 pounds? And I am proof, and so are the women who are going to share with you today, that when you stick to something with all you've got and you give it your all, you will see results. And there will be days in which you do not want to show up. There will be days in which you want to stay in bed and sleep, but you do it not only for you, but for the people who are waiting and expecting you. Okay? So we're going to talk a little bit about that. And with no further ado, I just want to give you a few announcements. As a team, we host events that are live, and we have 2 coming up. We have one that is going to happen March 18th, and this is called a Woman Empowerment Event. This is for people like yourself who are looking to try to find what is your purpose here on earth. Like, what are you here to do? What is your goal in life? Sometimes we know we want to do something, but we really don't know or have the confidence level to go ahead and do. So we're going to be hosting an event to empower women like yourself to find your shine, to find your purpose in life and walk confidently. So there is an event up for anyone. If you're not part of it, private message me, private message your coach or the person who invited you, and they will add you to that event. This is for March 18th, and it will happen in New York City. Okay. The other event we have is April 7th, and this is called a Super Saturday. This is also in New York City, but there's also one held all across the United States, Canada, and Puerto Rico. So just let us know where you are, and we will connect you to one. April 7th, Carl Deichler, the CEO, the company boss, is coming, and he will be in person sharing about his mission. And once you understand the goal that this company has in mind, you will be you'll understand why is it that we're so passionate about sharing what we do, which is changing other people's lives and helping them live more fulfilled. So those are the 2 dates I would love for you to have in your calendars and set an alarm so that you can know and be present. Okay. So I am going to now introduce my sister, who is one of the reasons why I committed headstrong into this journey, because we are partners in everything. You know, as sisters, we've grown up together. We've done a lot of things together, and many of those things have been diets. So if I did some diets, I would have her do them too. She would do the same with me. And when I was 50 pounds overweight. She had just given birth to her baby, and I kept it a secret. I invited her to take my pictures so that she could see basically what was going on. And she fell in love with the journey herself. And today she's also a successful coach on our team. Her name is Norris, and she's going to introduce the person who will speak next. The floor is yours, Norris.
Thank you, sister. Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining us. And as she said, I am Norris Ascona. And as a Norris, I've been now on this journey 4 years. I started a little bit later than Norris, so I always mix up my dates. But I pretty much started like 2 months after you or a month after. And I started, and as she said, I was 215 pounds back then with my second child, Elias, and I just needed help. And when I saw her, I'm the type of person that I need to see to believe, because I tried so many other things before and failed miserably time and time again, that I was like, all right. And that's why she kept it a secret, because she really wanted me to see that it does work. And I saw it and I said, here's my credit card. I don't know how I'm going to pay for that, but let's just do this. One more expense. But in any case, I'm not here to talk to you about me. I'm here to talk to you about Haley. Now, Haley, I've had the honor of working with for quite some time now. And this young lady is as beautiful in person as she is inside. She has like that beautiful heart, and she's very shy and timid. So today has been a really powerful day for her. And her saying yes in itself is really huge for me, because she's sharing a big part of her life. Guys, when we talk about weight and weight loss and working on ourselves, it's hard. It's not as easy to, just be open and vulnerable enough to, show our body and our before pictures, which Nervous has, and she'll share with you momentarily. But When Haley reached out, she was 233 pounds. And I won't share a lot of her story, but she was at that point where I know that many of us have felt of, I'm done. I'm tired of being tired, and I just need to do something about it. And she reached out, and I was blessed enough that I was able to help her and provide to her the same tools that have allowed me to keep off this weight and live a healthy lifestyle and find the freedom that I always wanted, because food is part of us. And if you know me, I'm a foodie, and I share that with everyone. And Haley reached out, and since the start, she's committed. She said yes to her, and she made that investment, and she's seeing the fruits of her labor, and homegirl's looking good. So Haley, I don't know where you're at, because I know you had some complications with your phone, but I know that you're here somewhere. So unmute and just share with us what made you get started, because I don't want to, take the spotlight away.
Hi, everyone. Well, what got me started, basically? Okay. I basically tried everything, like Uniti said. Like, I've done some pills to detox, like, you name it, like things that make you go to the bathroom and you're like there for hours. I even got to the point that I did like these injections that you had to take home and actually do it yourself, which is a little bit it was kind of scary for me. Like, I just felt that, I don't know, like I'm actually doing things to my body, in my house.
Haley, give me a second. If we can kindly mute our call. Okay. Go ahead, Haley. Sorry about that.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. I just wanted
Okay.
to make sure that everyone was muted.
Okay, so basically I tried everything. Like, I did those injections, and after that I was just like, wow, like I'm actually doing this to my body. Like, what if something happens to me? And I was just tired. Like, I was uncomfortable in my own skin. I spent my day sleeping. Like, I would come from work and I would just eat, lay down, and forget about it. Like, I'll sleep until the next day, until I have to get back up for work. And I also, like, in the process, like, I lost my grandmother. So, like, she raised me. So I was, like, lost. I was confused. I was just like, I don't even know. Like, I'm 24 years old. Like, where am I going? Like, I'm like overweight. Like I can't call anyone and like be like, oh, hey, this, like, I'm feeling some type of way, So I turned to food. I would just eat and eat and eat. And I mean, it got to the point that I'm just like, I'm going to eat my life away. Like, I was 233 pounds. Like, next thing you know, I'll be 300 and I wouldn't even notice. So, I mean, that's what really got me started. I was like, I need to stop this. Enough is enough.
Wow.
Yeah.
And how much weight have you lost so far? Because I know that we're still counting.
Since November 6th, I have lost 41.6 pounds. I haven't weighed myself again, but that was my 90 days.
That's crazy. And that first picture that you took the day one, and that you had to submit that and save it and track your measurements, how did that make you feel?
Oh my God. I was like, no. I'm like, wait a minute. I don't even take pictures for myself. Like, not even like to track my own weight. Like, I would have never taken a picture. It was uncomfortable. Like, at first I was like, this is way like out of like what I do. Mm-hmm. But I mean, like, I was doing it for myself. Like, I needed to do this for me. So, I mean, it was this or nothing. Like, and to me, it's like I either do it or no.
And I'm so proud of you because you trusted the process. And I know that on day one, when we see our before pictures, same with me, I was 215 pounds. You just don't know how the heck are you going to do it, but you believe it and you just say, I'm going to commit to me and go all in. And measuring and taking the picture has definitely, as you can see, allowed you to measure and go through the process, enjoying every step of the way. Because it's a lifestyle change and a beautiful journey that I'm now, we're all sharing with you right now. So super proud and really happy for you. What programs have you done so far?
I started Core de Force. I did the 90 days, and now I'm actually doing a 90-day round of Shailene Extreme. Mm-hmm. That's something that's a little different, but I mean, I'm enjoying it so far, so it's been great. I mean, Core de Force, honestly, that's what got me going, and like, that's what like basically shaped me, and like now, like my habits and everything. Like, I cried through those workouts, so it's better have. Yeah.
And that's what it becomes, like the kickboxing and the movements and all of that. You found your fight, and girl, you've been fighting, and I love it. And now you're
Thank
doing Shailene Extreme, which is actually the program that Uneris started, and I did myself. I owe that Rubia my transformation, and I just have a special love for her because with her, I cried working out. It was one of those things. How has Shakeology helped you in all of this?
I mean, I always will say Shakeology. I always had a sweet tooth. I always wanted cake, ice cream, chocolate, you name it. And I mean, Shakeology, like when I'm having those like moments, I just drink it and forget it. Like instantly, I'm satisfied. Like it makes me feel better. Like I'm more energized. And since I'm always on the go, so breakfast for me was never like, and if I would eat breakfast, trust me, it would be breakfast, like a whole like plate of stuff. Random like donuts, Dunkin' Donuts, coffee, and things like that. But I mean, for the most part, I drink it in the morning, and it fills me up, until lunchtime. And also, like I have noticed, like it was just recently that I actually thought about it. I'm like, I'm anemic, so basically before when I would do like any type of, along with eating healthy, any type of diets, like I would really feel bad, awful, because I wasn't getting the right nutrients. And now, like, I have energy beyond, and, like, I don't feel myself, like, weak like I used to feel. Like, I haven't gone recently to the doctor, but I honestly could say, like, I don't think my iron levels are low. My hemoglobin is, to me, I'm perfectly fine. Like, it gives me that extra boost.
Awesome. And you work with kids, special needs kids, and your day is pretty busy.
Yes, it is. I'm always like on the run, so I need that energy. So I think Shakeology honestly has given me that energy that I've always needed. Like I don't sleep as much as before. I get my 8 hours at night, but besides that, I'm not taking like random naps like I used to do.
You're not Sleeping Beauty?
No, I am not Sleeping Beauty.
I love
not anymore.
It. So you're making this journey fun and enjoyable. How are you doing that? Any tips or anything that you've learned that you wish to share with us tonight?
I mean, along the way, when I first started, I used to write everything down. So like meals, I would plan them. I would write every single thing, like even the amount of water that I'm going to drink. I also downloaded the 21 Day Fix app. So I would, on top of like writing things down, I would log things in. So that would help me, like in case like, oh, what did I miss? Like I have to eat this. Like I would try to eat everything that was on my list, in the amount of, throughout the day. Also, like, for example, if I went out to eat, I would look at the menu before, because I'm like, I have goals, like what, I'm not going to throw it to waste. Like I need to know what I'm eating before I get there. If not, trust me, I will order a cheeseburger, French fries, like everything on the menu.
And if I can interrupt you, you started in November 6th.
I know.
Most people during that time say, you know what, let me wait for the new year and let me start. You started at the peak where holiday season is right around the corner. But your health, you were at that point where you were like, I need to make something happen. So literally, you went through the most difficult time and still managed to lose weight and not feel deprived, because the way that you look and sound and feel shows all of that. That's Haley, by the way. It's hard to talk without seeing someone's face. Go ahead, my love.
No, and also like the containers. Like I also use, throughout the holidays, obviously, like I measured everything. So those containers like were my life. Like I would literally like, I had to measure, because when sometimes you try to eye things, you're like, oh, I think that's enough. But I use them like mostly, Christmas time, Thanksgiving, like they were the best. And I still measure everything. But in the beginning, it's key to always try to measure everything. At least for me, it worked, because it's not like I would have a little extra something and I would be like, oh, it's not so bad, Mm-hmm. But if you really want your results, like you really have to stick through it. Like you have to do the work. It's hard. Like I cried and everything. Like I was like, oh, I'm never going to do this. Like, but you just have to kind of like shut your mind down, because your mind will take you places you don't even know it. That's why we all end up like where we did before, because we were, listening to our thoughts. We're like, oh, food. But honestly, like if you stick through it, like anyone could do it. Anyone could do it.
You had your why, and if you did it, anyone can, right? It sounds so cliche, but it's the reality.
Yeah.
So proud of you, and thank you so much. I know that this is not easy, but thank you so much for coming on and sharing your success with us. And I know that this is just the beginning. The summer is looking really bright and beautiful for you, young lady, and more pictures to come, because now you're not going to be shying away from the camera. You're going to actually go shopping for a new wardrobe because you've lost tons of inches. So I can't wait to continue celebrating you, Haley. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. It was also because of all of you, all the support that I see, like everything that I've just learned from everyone.
It doesn't happen alone. And I love a lot of things that you said. I took notes. You know, you mentioned the fact that, you know, you had to feel uncomfortable. And sometimes we don't take selfies. We don't even look at ourselves in a mirror. We don't take full body pictures. And the reason we don't do that is because we don't feel comfortable. And usually that's the first step that we ask as coaches that our customers and our clients do, because that's the first step of acknowledging that you need to pay attention to some areas in your life. And until we don't do that, we're not willing to completely change and make the difference, you know? You also mentioned the fact that food became your therapy. And I think for most of us, that's one big aha moment, that, you know, food becomes this place where if we're happy, we go to it. And if we're sad, we go to it. And it has to change in order for us to see results. And planning your meals and logging things down. I remember at the beginning of my journey, I kept a marble notebook and I would write down everything. And back then we didn't have containers. We had to weigh our food. We had to use half cups and full cups and all this other stuff. And we had to like jot down everything so that we would understand what was going on in our day. And my sister's actually sharing how she's doing, getting back to basics, and she's going into the journaling. And I think that is key. If we want to continue to see change, we have to find what works for us. So without any further ado, I want to introduce you to another coach who's also a founding coach of our team. Her name is Giselle Roldan. And actually, Giselle and I were friends, diet friends. We used to go to the church together, and I used to follow her on Facebook. So she was my inspiration. And she was doing Weight Watchers. And it seemed as though she had this system, the number system, down packed. So I had remember messaging her at one point. I was, you know, desperate for help. And I asked her, like, what is it that you're doing? I see that you're looking really good. And she shared with me what she was doing with Weight Watchers. Long story short, she fell off of Weight Watchers. And then I started this program. And now I was showing up on Facebook with results. And then she messages me and she's like, all right, now you need to tell me what you're doing, because obviously it's working. So from that moment on, Giselle was one of those people that didn't follow directions. She was gung-ho on her whatever hopping around programs, and she didn't want to commit to a program. She did everything else but what I would suggest for her to do. But I never gave up on her. I continued to say, well, you know what? If you follow the program from beginning to end and you do this, it's going to show results. She did do her Shakeology. She didn't fail from that. But she would start this and do that. Long story, finally, one day she says, okay, Universe, I'm ready. Tell me which program I'm going to do, and I'm going to do it. And I remember she did. And, she saw results, and she has been on this journey with us for now almost 4 years as well. And today she has an amazing team with her, and she is what I call a faithful, confident woman who is leading others by example. She's a mom of 3 who, God bless you. And the floor is yours, Giselle.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for that lovely introduction.
We're all normal people, you know?
No. Seriously. I remember reaching out to you and saying, what are you doing? Because you don't get results with Weight Watchers like that. Like, those results not come from Weight Watchers. But thank you. Yes, it's been a blessing to be on this journey with all of you. And I've learned so much about myself. And I've been able to connect with other women that are on the same journey, and that I can relate to. Like tonight, I'm excited to introduce Toya Levy. We met on Instagram about 3 years ago, and we followed each other back and forth. And one day she messaged me telling me that she wanted to do the challenge. I remember talking to her over the phone and hearing how excited she was to start. And it's funny that you mentioned what you mentioned, Uneris, because we kind of had a pull and take as well relationship too. She'll start, let go, start, let go, start, let go, until she finally committed. But throughout that time, she's been able to lose close to 50 pounds. She is also a mom of a beautiful baby boy. And she's she works full-time. And she's also decided to coach as well, which is amazing. And I'm super excited to introduce her. Toya, where are you? Let's find you over here. Let's unmute you if you can. Uneris, can you unmute her?
Oh, you can hear me?
Hey, how are you?
Hi, I'm fine. How are you?
Good. Thank you so much for saying yes. The minute I told her that I asked her if she would like to speak on tonight's call, she said yes. I'm so for it. And so thank you for your yes, because as I've told you many times before, you have a lot of amazing things to give to others. So I wanted to ask you, what got you started on this journey? What got you to purchase that challenge pack and look at this amazing transformation from 2014 to 2017? What got you started?
I felt my turnaround I felt like it was God calling me first. I have to give it all to him because I was lost and I didn't really know what I really wanted to do. I didn't know what kind of skills I really had. So I asked him one day, like, what should I do? I don't know how should I lose weight for real? And I started watching you and I'm like, wait, I kind of feel like I should be here. And then I kept on praying about it. And he's like to me, there it is. That's your skills and that's what you should be doing. And this is the journey you should be going on. And like I had conversation with him over and over and I'm like, oh my God. And every time I seek this out, I'm like, oh my God, I think I have to join this group. I have to help out these females because I know how it is to be a single mom and not have the funds to go on these diets, but I had to make a sacrifice because it's something that I really wanted.
Awesome. And since then, like I mentioned, you lost close to 50 pounds. What different programs did you do, and how did you feel going through it all? Because it was a change, right? Because you're coming from not eating completely healthy and completely different lifestyle. How do you go about it? How do you stay committed?
I stay committed. When I dropped off with you for a couple of months, I know I used to go on and then come off and then on and come off. But I was still staying consistent with my containers and I was still following the routines. And, I was started penetrating what does my body need and how does I need to change my body. And I started to listen to my body more of what I was depriving my body from certain foods and water and other ingredients. So I started switching a lot of stuff out in the fridge and listen morely to my body. And by going to school and with my nutrition class and everything, they teach you morally, about your spiritual and to know your body. Because another man's food could be another person's poison. So I'm like, wow, that put me into a different routine of saying, wow, I need to stay either consistent to the 21-day fix and try it out, or I should go to something else. But I stayed with it, even though I wasn't with you.
And that's commitment, and that means that you've reached another level, because sometimes a lot of people fall off because they're not getting the support or they're not being held accountable through the challenge group or whatever it is that they feel. But you decided, I don't need that right now. I need to look inside and keep myself accountable. So that's very commendable, because with or without a challenge group, you've got what it takes to, to continue this. And for those of you that don't know, she is a certified holistic health coach. So she has a extra thumbs up on, nutrition and all the stuff that we already know. She has a little extra oomph on her. So that's awesome. So what have you gained since starting this journey? I know you've lost the weight, but what have you gained?
I gained self-respect. I gained to love myself because I had lost myself in the journey that I was going on and the hurt that I was going through, physically and mentally. And now I gain a lot of self-respect. I love myself even more. Even though I lost the weight, it's all about my inner self. It's all about knowing myself. And I could tell everybody it's all about myself. Like, I love myself more than anything else. Like, I put myself first. That's what I really gained.
And I think on that note, I could also relate to you, which is why I guess we connect. At some point, I myself didn't love myself enough to believe in what I was doing, what I wanted to do, what was presented to me. And it wasn't until I started loving myself more, loving the image that God made me in, and believing in the words that He has told me, that I have been able to continue on this journey. So that is very important. And what advice or tips can you give these lovely ladies?
The advice I could give is, once you have your clients, a lot of them will join. But I feel like a lot of times while we fall off is because we don't have the self-respect. And I feel like sometimes you have to relate to them. And sometimes certain coach doesn't relate to certain people, and that's fine. But my tip is, like, sometimes try to get to know them even more. Go above and beyond. Because sometimes they need that comfort. Sometimes they need somebody to talk to and vent to. And, as coaches, as I learn as being a holistic health coaches, they want to vent before they lose weight. They want to tell you their problem before they lose weight, because it's something that they want to get off their chest, and it's something that they want to gain, trustworthy from you. So I always say and listen to my clients before I even start texting, oh, let's start this program, let's do this. I always sit there and listen to them first, of asking them, what's the problem? What was holding you back? Did you love yourself? Did you care about yourself? Like, what relationship are you in? These questions you can ask them to gain more, to be trusted with you more, and even want to join your program even more.
Yeah, I think there's definitely has to be that connection. There's a reason why we all gain weight. A lot of us, I can say for myself, it was due to emotional eating. And some of us go through many other things. And having that connection with the person that brought you in, and just your challengers, your team, it's so important to do things like this, because we connect on a different level. And this gives us the trust and the hope that we're not alone, knowing that we're not alone in this, and this brings us closer and gives us courage and strength and confidence to continue. Thank you, Toya, so much.
Thank you, ladies. Thank you all. Thank you, Haley, and thank you, Toya.
Thank you
for sharing a piece of your story with us. I think, and thank you, Norris and Giselle, for bringing your girls on and sharing also what's happening in your neck of the woods, because each of us end up, hosting our own support groups, and this is an opportunity to come together and get to know one another. Although we are a big fit family, this is our place to connect. Now, I'm not sure if you guys have any questions that we can answer since we're on. There's a chat section on the bottom. If you click on the chat, you can ask a question and we can answer those questions live. If you don't have the time to, or you're watching the recording of this, you can always write down your question below the video link, and we will be glad to answer those questions as well. But in the end, guys, the big aha moment that we can get from this journey is it's not going to be an overnight success. There will be sacrifices, and both women shared how it comes through hard work, through consistency. And it comes through an understanding that you are in this to improve your life from the inside out. Not necessarily will it happen with the switch or with the flip of a button. It's going to take for you to sit down with yourself and figure out what are those things in your life that need some tweaking. What do you need to do with yourself that needs to change? If you are following our, in my group, I don't know if Norris and Giselle are doing the same, but I'm reading a book. It's called Food, Fitness, and Faith for Women, and it's a 21-day journey. This book has brought to light so many things, and I don't know if it's because I'm like diving into it, but I personally believe that we as women are attacked even more through the emotional piece, because we are emotional beings. So we need to strengthen our spirit and we need to strengthen our mind so that when things come against us, we don't take them as though, let me just give up because this is too hard. Rather, understand what is it that is coming against you and what can you do to counter-react it. You get it? So don't submerge to the emotional feeling you're getting, but act in the reverse so that you can see results. All right. I know for like what I see and a few questions I'm having is, Uniris, I find that I don't have that much time to work out. What can I do? Guys, we have an amazing library of workouts that will definitely align to your specific needs. There is no excuse for whether or why you should not be following a fitness program. There are programs that you can follow that are 10-minute long, 22-minute long, 30-minute long, and up to an hour long. So whatever your goal is, it is up to you to connect with your coach and decide which program is best for you. So I understand that Core de Force is my favorite workout. I understand that if you speak to me, I'm going to tell you, I believe it will give you the transformation you're seeking. But not everybody has 47 minutes to an hour to work out. But that doesn't mean that because you're not going to do Core de Force, you're not going to have anything else to do. You have other workouts to do. So please don't shy out and don't ask, don't raise your hand. Just speak up and say, Uniris, you know what? I did commit to the Core de Force, but I'm not able to commit to the time frame. What else can I do? As opposed to having to have us go find you and be like, where's your 15-day pictures? Where are your 30-day measurements? Because those are requirements in order to see change. And if you're not showing up and you're not putting up your scale, chances are you're not seeing change. And we are not the police to come over to your house and hound you. We're here to encourage you, to inspire you, and to motivate you. But that work has to be done by you. All right? So that's my public announcement. You must commit to a program that you can actually do. All right, guys? So if nothing else, I really will thank you all. We have these meeting of the Healthy Minds twice a month. So they're usually on Thursday nights at 9 p.m. The next one will be, will I be here? Hold on. The next one will be Thursday, March 9th. So mark your calendars for Thursday, March 9th and Thursday, March 23rd. If you have a topic in mind, please message your coach, comment in the groups, let us know, because the goal is that we can service one another. We become educated, more informed, and that's how we become successful on this journey, and we can live longer, healthier, and more abundant lives. All right, guys? Love each and every one of you, and I wish you much success, and see you in the field. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Have a good night, guys.